Have you ever noticed the older we get, the slower our bodies recover? A minor fall an afternoon of light gardening, and suddenly it takes a week, sometimes a month, just to feel okay again. I remember one of my patients, she was 67, lived alone and loved taking morning walks. But after a small slip in the bathroom, her calf hurt for nearly 3 weeks. No broken bones, no major injury, but her muscles just didn't bounce back like they used to. That's when we discovered she was severely low on vitamin D. A lot of people don't realize this vitamin D isn't just for bones. It's actually a key player in how your muscles repair themselves after movement stress or injury. It works like a quiet repairman, helping tiny muscle fibers regenerate, especially if you're weak, bedridden, or simply aging. Have you ever felt that way, taking longer to heal, feeling sore for days, and not knowing why? Sometimes it's not just age, it's your muscles quietly calling for help. Now imagine this. You're walking around the house, one hand brushing against a chair for balance. Your steps are steady, but suddenly you wobble. Just one moment of imbalance, but it's enough to send you to the floor. I've seen this too many times. It's not because people are fragile, not because they're careless. It's because they didn't know their bodies were missing something essential: vitamin D. See, vitamin D isn't just floating in your bones or blood. It plays a direct role in your grip strength, your stride, your coordination. Without enough vitamin D, your hands lose strength, your steps slow, your body stops moving the way it used to. And the most dangerous part? You lose your balance, the very thing that protects older adults from falls and fractures. I had a 72-year-old gentleman tell me, "Doc, I had never fallen in my life until last month." And sure enough, his vitamin D was critically low. One small deficiency ended in a hospital bed and a broken hip. Someone once asked me, "Doc, I live in Florida, the sun is always out. How could I be low on vitamin D?" I smiled gently and said, "The sun is there, but your skin isn't the same." When we're younger, just 15–20 minutes of sunlight is enough to make plenty of vitamin D. But after 60, our skin just doesn't produce it like it used to. Sadly, many still think walking outside for a few minutes is enough. But it's not. If you're over 60, you need to get vitamin D from food or a supplement. Think salmon, egg yolks, fortified milk. Easy, familiar foods that can quietly make a powerful difference in your day. I remember an elderly woman, 75, living with her daughter. She barely ate just simple rice and greens. When we checked her blood, her vitamin D levels were half the minimum needed. So it wasn't surprising that she constantly felt weak legs and dizzy when standing up. You see, something as simple as a glass of milk can become your silent shield. Because your body can't make enough vitamin D on its own anymore. You have to give it the help it needs. Most of us think of vitamin D as that bone vitamin, right? But here's the truth. Vitamin D is actually the quiet commander of your immune system. I often tell my older patients, if your immune system is the army guarding your body, vitamin D is the general calling the shots. When you don't have enough, inflammation lingers. Cuts and wounds take longer to heal. Colds, the flu, even arthritis, they start to show up more often, and they tend to stick around. You don't see it. You don't always feel it clearly. But what you do notice is feeling tired longer, weaker, taking more time to bounce back after something minor. I had a 68-year-old patient got hit with a regular flu bug. His wife was fine after a few days, but he was in bed for nearly 2 weeks. We did some tests and the results were clear: low vitamin D. His immune system couldn't do its job right. See, vitamin D doesn't just help your muscles. It quietly affects how well your body fights off sickness. And in your later years, immune strength isn't just a nice bonus. It's the difference between staying healthy and landing in the hospital. Let me ask you, have you felt like your body just doesn't recover like it used to? It could be your body trying to send a signal, and vitamin D might be the missing piece. Now here's something I wish more people understood sooner. Even if you eat well, you can still be low on vitamin D, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your body just doesn't absorb it the way it used to. Have you ever taken supplements, eaten right, but your test still shows you're deficient? I see this all the time, especially in folks over 65. We don't just age in our hair or our eyes. We age in our liver and kidneys too, the organs that process vitamin D into the form your body can actually use. And when those two engines slow down, even if you're getting enough D in your diet, it doesn't always reach your muscles and bones where it's needed most. I had a 70-year-old patient, looked strong, ate well, walked every morning, but he kept having back pain, mild joint aches, and sometimes felt dizzy when standing up. We ran the numbers. His vitamin D was way below normal, and it wasn't because he wasn't eating enough. It was because his body couldn't convert it anymore. We can't stop aging, but we can be smart about checking and supplementing properly. Because staying healthy after 60 isn't about how much you eat. It's about how much your body can absorb and use. Now here's the part I'm truly excited to share with you. Recent studies, and I've seen this firsthand, show that when you combine vitamin D with gentle movement, your muscle strength can improve significantly. This isn't just something I've read, I've seen it happen in my clinic. One of my patients, a 66-year-old woman, used to grab the chair arms just to stand up. We started her on a small daily dose of vitamin D and gave her a few simple exercises: sit to stand from a chair, 10-minute walks in the yard. 2 months later, she looked at me with a smile and said, "Doctor, I stood up without using my hands today." That might sound small, but for someone who's been scared of falling every day, that's a victory. Vitamin D isn't magic, but when you combine it with even the simplest movement, you give your muscles a real chance to come back to life. Especially the thigh muscles, the ones that help you stay standing and step strong. And your hands, your grip isn't just for opening a pill bottle. It's what helps you catch yourself when the world shifts unexpectedly. So I ask you, if your body still has the ability to heal, would you be willing to take those first small steps again? I believe you do, because I've seen it happen over and over again. Here's something most people don't realize. Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin. It actually acts like a hormone, a silent but powerful one. It's the bridge that connects your brain, nervous system, and muscles, helping them all work smoothly together every single day. I often tell my patients, when you take a step, your brain sends the command, your nerves carry the signal, and your muscles respond instantly. If any part of that chain is slow, well, that's when you stumble. That's when you fall. Vitamin D is like the traffic controller in that system, making sure signals from the brain reach your muscles on time. Without it, your reaction time slows, your coordination weakens. And the hardest part, you slowly begin to lose your independence, your ability to rise, to walk, to move on your own. One of my 74-year-old patients once told me, "Doc, I'm not afraid of getting old. I'm afraid of needing help for everything." And I understood him completely. We're all going to age. But being able to get up and walk on your own, that's not just about health. That's about dignity. And if something as small as vitamin D can help us hold on to that dignity for a few more years or even decades, don't you think it's worth paying attention to? So, have you been getting enough vitamin D for yourself, for those legs that still want to carry you farther? Now I know what some folks might be thinking. Well, then I'll just take a bunch of vitamin D and I'll be fine. But note, like everything else in the body, balance is key. Even something good, when taken the wrong way, can backfire. I had a 70-year-old patient very proactive about his health. He read articles about vitamin D helping muscle strength, so he started taking high doses daily. Didn't check with anyone. 2 months later, he came back with mild headaches, rapid heartbeat, and constant thirst. Nothing dramatic, but his blood tests told a different story: dangerously high vitamin D levels. His kidneys were under stress, calcium was too high, and kidney stone risk was real. For most older adults, the right dose is usually between 800 to 1000 IU per day. And more importantly, you should be getting your blood checked. Sometimes what we think is better ends up silently harming us. Are you taking vitamin D right now? If so, when's the last time you checked your levels? Don't wait for symptoms to show up. Be proactive, because aging well doesn't leave much room for guesswork. You see, this one small nutrient, vitamin D, may seem like a side note, but it can make a massive difference in your health, your independence, your life after 60. I'm not sharing all this to scare you. I'm sharing it so you can start listening to your body more deeply, more intentionally. Because aging isn't about giving up on yourself. It's the time to live more wisely, to slow down just enough to notice what matters, and to take action to protect what's most precious: your freedom to move, to live, to be you. You deserve strength, peace, and lasting health. And it might just start with a little more care, one mindful step at a time. If this video helped you reflect on your own life or made you think of someone you love, please share it with them. And if you'd like to keep walking this path with me, hit that subscribe button. Because I'll be back with more stories, more insights to help you live well, live strong, and live fully. See you in the next video.